Put your jacket on, handcuff him, he's a missing. You're warrant for your arrest.
It's gone through this country like a wildfire. What are we doing with these missing juveniles? Well, me and my partner are finding them.
Some kids can never go home. Some kids don't have a home to go to.
I just want to die. I know what I'll have to roll me around.
It's the police, wake up.
The biggest problem I have in this city is the transient problem.
Some of them will drink themselves into a stupor. And of course, we'll pick them up, and here they are. They're out on the street again before you're even off duty.
Hey, already.
You're not under arrest. You're going to the hospital again. You just can't leave some of these people out. They've got to be hospitalized. There's no two ways, ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Do you have any idea why you were arrested? I personally believe that we are making being mentally ill a crime because we are forcing these people into the jail system by lack of beds.
This is where they all are eventually when they hit L.A.
You want to see Hollywood Boulevard?
Land on the boulevard. Me and Jimmy work Juvenile. We're a school car. And we're out there during the hours of school looking for truants and runaways.
More awareness is going towards children, homeless youth, abused children. And society has somewhat dictated to us that the police department must respond to this because there is a serious problem.
You have to take a lot of lip off these kids. They're not real criminals. They're out there in the street, and they know that there's really not a whole lot we can do to them. I really think so. Well, they're truants, there's no doubt about it.
Young ladies, hey,
Come here.
get over here.
How you doing? Step over here.
Hey, I don't want...
You don't want?
Stand up right here.
Yeah?
Do you ladies have any kind of ID?
Oh, yeah.
May I see it, please?
Sure.
Why are you out of school?
Who started talking to who?
I started talking to them.
Why?
Because I just saw them and I started talking to them because they're girls and I like girls.
Where do you live?
We live in Chatsworth.
Chatsworth? Well, how'd you get down here?
Bus.
Okay, and if I call Ernest Lawrence Junior High School, they're going to tell me you had a half day?
No, but my mom knows I'm home, so you can call my mom.
Your mom knows you're home?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what, why don't you step over the car with me and I want to check you out. Step with me over here, please.
I was just talking to them.
Who's this guy?
Like I see them more than once in the same, like at night,
Past 48 hours?
Yeah,
72 hours? What?
like 24, maybe 32.
And that's the first time you saw him?
Yeah.
A lot of kids are under the presumption that, Hollywood is still the glitter and glamour place of Hollywood old. It's not. It's a place where they're going to get used, abused, they're going to be picked up and strung out on drugs. As far as I'm concerned, you're truant. You don't leave school to come to my boulevard. Understand that? How'd you get here, by bus?
Yeah, we were Christmas shopping.
All right, get back on the bus and go back to Chatsworth because you're just going to get in trouble out here. A guy like this wants to sell you some dope.
You need this guy?
I know, but I never...
Greg Allen?
No, go ahead.
I don't know this guy. I liked the music, so I started going like this, and he came over and started talking to us, and he said, "Where are you from?" We said, "New York."
I understand that. But like I say, you don't come out here and play around during school hours. Okay?
Crazy people out there. Okay.
Get back on the bus, go back to Chatsworth. They got a nice mall out there you can shop at.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. There's a lot of people out here that want to use and hurt the kids. And it's our job, to try to ferret them out before that happens. Return them to their homes and make sure they're safe. If nothing else, get them off our street in the meantime.
Okay, attention roll call. Today is Friday, 12/20. Got two boy Allison.
It's got to the point where we have a specialized detail on our department to deal with the homeless and the transient population. And they just sort of flock down to our beach here and to our public parks. And they cause a lot of problems with their drinking and fighting, and along with it comes the robberies and stabbings, and we've even had 2 homicides here. So it has become a great problem with our city. I do believe the guy in the blue jacket over there has a bottle. Hey, you, the hat, come here. Me? No, him. Is it legal to drink beer in public in Maine? And why'd you try to hide it from me?
I wasn't trying to hide it.
You weren't? Have you ever been arrested before? How long you been on the street?
I came out here yesterday. I don't usually sleep on the streets so much.
What kind of work do you do?
Just to labor.
Some of the old folks, they are just literally scared to death of these people because it's not like in the old days when someone was panhandling, it'd be, hey, buddy, could you spare a nickel for a cup of coffee? Now it's, give me $1 or give me some cigarettes.
People say they have problems. There's no problem. They just don't want to work, and that's it. They want to drink and dope, and that's it, and heckle people for money.
We're limited as to what we can do about it. Most of the stuff that goes on with these guys are either infractions or minor misdemeanors, and for the most part, we have to observe them doing it.
You don't have no right to do this.
We write them citations and take them to jail if they're drunk. If a citizen will make a complaint for panhandling, then we'll take them to jail for that also. And David was acting really foolish.
What's going on?
No, don't do that. Why don't you just move down over here?
You turn around, face me. Do you have any kind of ID on you?
No, it's...
What we're looking for is the kid that looks a little tired, a little raggedy. We just generally figure that they're going to be a runaway. You stop them, talk to them, 9 out of 10 times they are. Is this your current address? Okay. And your address?
I don't have one right now.
Where are you from?
Valley.
I mean, at the age of 14, in 14 years, what went so wrong?
I hate my mom. I refuse to...
She beat you?
No. I refuse to, report a child abuse after her.
What kind of child abuse? Sexual?
No.
Physical? Mental?
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah, but, I don't want to file a child abuse.
Well, it's kind of hard to... Just give me a glittering generality of mental child abuse. I mean...
I don't know. She was never there, and then when she started to want to be there, it's kind of hard to...
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Put your jacket on. Handcuff him. He's a missing. You're warrant for your arrest.
Yeah?
Yeah, put your jacket on.
A warrant?
Yeah,
Adult warrant?
for prostitution.
I ain't never
Prostitution warrant. And what about her?
No wants in her. You want to take her in and call just in case?
You've been through it before, right? Huh? A missing.
Okay.
Huh?
A missing report on you. Somebody reported you missing.
You're a missing person.
I was missing back in January when I was a runaway.
But you're not a runaway now?
No, if
Why?
you want, you can take me down to the police station and call my parents, and I'll say, yeah, he's out on the streets with my...
With your blessing?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. 3.
This is a police station?
Yeah, it is.
No, you think it's Greyhound bus station.
The problem is really not in apprehending the juveniles. The problem is in dealing with them after we apprehend them. I guess you might say that there are 17 going on 35, and when they hit the streets, they fall right through the system because there's basically no programs that on a real low-type level that would be long-range. Some kids can never go home. Some kids don't have a home to go to.
Hi, MMP professionals. This is Officer Billy Brent, Hollywood Division, LAPD. Is Jay Mayer there? I'm entertaining your son right now, Dwayne. I work the juvenile car here in Hollywood, and it looked like he was young enough to be in school. And lo and behold, my computer tells me he's a missing.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, we're going to put her into a Los Angeles police foster home, and she can make arrangements from there. We can't allow her to be on the street without parental supervision or any adult supervision. And this halfway house, what you're talking about, hardly qualifies in our eyes as a suitable placement.
See, the problem is right now is that people are living off of him. And I'm not saying prostitution-wise. I'm just talking about his mannerism, his youth. He's part of the Hollywood scene. If I can get rid of the Dwaynes on the boulevard, well, I'm going to ask you right now. Can I release him to your custody? Can you break off of work? I know it's crazy, but the fact is that I'm mandated by law. Now, either I put him in a foster home, I cannot let him walk out of the station. All right, so listen, why don't you start, well, give us about an hour here, and then you can leave, and he should be ready to go by the time you get here.
George, come with me.
Can you tell me what the probable cause that we were pulled over is for?
Yeah. They're truant. Just can't be that young walking the streets. So if you don't want to be stopped, I suggest you don't be hanging around with,
Yeah, I'm out here on the streets, but it's like, my dad is getting 2 days paycheck. And my mom's, I don't know what, my stepmom, I don't know what she's doing. And it's like, he can't afford me. And it's like, he kicked me out, is what he did. He kicked me out because I didn't go to school for 2 days because I had scabies.
What's scabies?
It's a little microscopic bugs that get underneath your skin.
Ooh,
I had it
yes.
too.
Where do you get that from?
I still got marks on my arms for it.
Oh, yeah.
See?
If they're gone now.
Was that just from living in the street?
Yeah.
No, I got that from my dad's house, believe it or not.
My feeling is the only way the kid's going to learn anything is to do a little time in jail and find out what he wants to do with his life.
Okay, well, you know, we don't arrest kids for being a runaway.
I know, I realize that.
The only reason they're detained is because of their age.
He's into skeeting. He's into doing a lot of drugs. And I felt that it should be on the report because...
Well, come on back here and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dad just wants you to be able to conform to some of the rules of the house. And that's all he asks.
And society, which is not looking like that.
Don't screw with my reality, that's all I got to say. Don't play with my reality.
I mean, you don't have to do this number, but that's a little bit ridiculous.
This is Hollywood.
Yeah, but you don't live in Hollywood. All you have to do is go to school, do what you're supposed to do, play the game, and look like a normal person. And that's not normal. I'm sorry, Ozzy Osbourne to me and Motley Crue are not normal. They're record hypes. And they only do that to sell records. The real world isn't like that.
You know eventually what's going to happen to you out here? You keep coming back to Hollywood. Do you know what happens to kids out here?
I'll die on the streets.
Right, and that's exactly what we don't want, and that's what Dad...
I want.
You want to die on the street?
I don't care when I die. If I died right now, more power to me.
Well, see, we don't want that, and Dad doesn't want that.
And as far as living or dying, there's people walking the streets that have been attacked, are dying of AIDS, begging to live, and you have a death wish that for a 16-year-old is ridiculous. You've got your whole life to look forward to.
That's what I'm afraid of.
And you can't live in the fantasy world that you're going to be a big rock and roll star in some heavy metal band. Not walking the streets on Hollywood Boulevard hooking.
Do you think that was my child? I do not hook. Straight out.
What your dad is trying to say is that there's right ways and wrong ways to go about it. Running away and living on the street and doing what you're doing is not, are you listening to me? Is not the right way to do it.
I think I was happy to come back here. I cried for about 4 days when I had to come back to Hollywood. Because it's like, I'm out of the house. I'm out on my ass. Where do I come? Where do I know how to live for free?
Well, it's up to you. If you want to come home and let's try it again, let's do it.
My mom don't care about me.
Okay.
She don't care if I'm out there freezing my butt off. She don't care.
But would she help you live with your grandmother?
I don't know.
How much does your grandmother need, to keep you there?
I don't know. I just know I want to live with my grandma.
Okay.
I love my grandma. I hate my family. I hate everybody besides
Well,
my grandma
okay.
and my sister.
For the time being, we're going to have to put you somewhere. We can't keep you at the station here. It's not a place for juveniles to be here more than a couple hours at the most. So what I'm going to do is listen to me. I'm going to arrange
that you get a nice place to sleep at tonight. It'll be in a home, probably within 30 minutes of here. You can't stay there more than a couple weeks at the most.
I don't even want to go with these jerks.
Listen to me. It's an open setting. We can't lock you up by law. But meanwhile, we have to do something. We can't leave you sitting here, and I'm not going to let you walk out the front door, nor are the police.
I just want to die. Then no one will have to roll me around. It's easier that way. Just...
You know, you're getting a little bit over dramatic now. We want to just
No,
keep you off the
I'm going
streets
to
for a couple of days.
die.
A couple of days will give us a chance to have you cool off and to also
I won't cool off.
get...
I might not even be here in a couple of days. Hopefully I'll be buried 10 feet underground.
Being a runaway, they're picked up, and the only crime that they've committed is the fact that they're under 18 without proper supervision and care. They are what we term a status offender. And the current system says that status offenders are not to be detained in a detention-type facility, which means that we pick them up, we go through a couple hours of a booking process, we transport them, and we get them out into what they call a soda bed. And a soda bed is status offender detention alternative.
You give me soda control. This is Stein, Hollywood Intercept. I have a young girl for you. I'll need a bed for her. Runaway, yes.
You hop in there.
Yeah, we contacted the mother. We can't seem to get the mother to commit herself to taking the kid.
And they go into this facility, and which is frequently just a home, a single home. And in this single home, as they sit down, the first thing that they're told is that you're not detained here. There's no bars on the windows. There's no locks on the door. And the individual that doesn't want to be there in the first place says, fine, thank you, may I leave? And the caretaker there says, whatever you want to do, I can't hold you.
It is a revolving door. And you just, if you think about it, it could just drive you crazy. But you've seen the amount of time we spent on here, on these just two, and it only took us about 20 minutes to capture those two.
I don't hesitate to say that as soon as we turn the corner, she may just walk out the door, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop her.
But if you could have heard that one conversation when she was talking to her mother's fiancé, one statement, and it's, me and my partner have heard it a long time. He says, when's the last time she told me she loved me? Now, that maybe she's a typical throwaway. Maybe she just doesn't. And then she made another statement. She goes, I don't need the counseling. Mom does. And she wanted to send me to the counseling. But that statement, you know, when's the last time she told me she loved me? That's got to be the classic, typical.
I think a lot of it is both sides need, they both need to have the want to be counseled. A kid like this, if you could send her to all the counseling in the world. And if she doesn't want it, she's not going to listen.
So there's a lot more educated people than me and my partner out there to talk about breakdown in the family. Nobody ever sits down for dinner anymore at one time. Nobody goes to church. Nobody has family outings. Both parents work. They're separated, divorce. You have your... a lot of different things that you probably go on as you help. If you found out what was really going on at home, they can help you out here. But whether we helped her or not, just by taking her off the street, at this point, we're worst enemies. We took her out of the only environment she feels comfortable with. She doesn't feel comfortable at home, otherwise she wouldn't be out in the street.
The problem of mentally ill on the streets is mammoth. We've got thousands of people wandering the streets who are not receiving treatment, don't have treatment to receive. I think everybody has seen your now character bag lady and or the man walking down the street talking to himself. And if you've seen one just in your day-to-day activities, going to the store, just magnify that. Assume that there are many, and there are many. LAMP, which is where we are now, is a drop-in center for that population, and it just provides real basic services of shower and food and a place to be safe, and hopefully a place to start. Our dilemma is start to where? Because There aren't places to go from here.
Are we set for the hearing? The experts tell us that if a serious mental illness affects 1 out of every 3 families, that means 1 out of every 3 supporters of every politician up here has somebody in their family who's seriously ill and needs help.
When you try and get help, you know, I tried to get help on the streets when I was sick and everything, and they told me to get lost and everything.
We're in a sense telling people, as long as you don't threaten somebody, we won't pay any attention to you. But if you threaten somebody, we'll pay attention to you. And we'll pay attention to you via the law.
I was sitting on the sidewalk, and they arrested me. They took me in, and they said he had some problems, and I had to stay in jail for 2 weeks, and they let me out.
When you are arrested, do you have any trouble communicating with the officers?
Mm-hmm. They think you're kind of sick and you don't know too much, you know, so they just take in their own hands and everything.
When people are scared, they call the police. Somebody is sleeping in a doorway for lack of anywhere else to get out of the rain. That person is moved on by the police, particularly if they're in a business area. They are the ones that are called upon by the business community, by shopkeepers, to do something about these strange acting, strange looking people. It's the police that are called. I don't think they like it any more than the mentally ill like them intervening, because it means handcuffs and squad cars and being put in the back of a seat and feeling like a criminal for something they have no control over.
We had a policy as a state of what was called deinstitutionalization, which is just a fancy word for getting people out of the state hospitals and returning them to their local communities. Much of that had merit. They didn't all belong in the state institutions, and there are more and sensitive and personal ways of treating people than just putting them in a big state hospital somewhere. But the problem is that the state got lots of people out of the state institutions and no longer committed people that they used to commit to state institutions, but didn't follow that policy with any resources to the cities or counties where these people went to care for them. And as a result, nobody cared for them and no one had any responsibility. And the result of that is a lot of these people ended up on the streets.
How you doing, Gail?
Good, hanging. I gotta go out to the hospital to get my medicine.
I thought your medicine came in a half-pint bottle.
Well, my other medicine. Yeah, I can't breathe. I gotta go get some medicine for my asthma.
The hardcore alcoholics, they're my major problem because they do most of the panhandling and the drinking. The vast majority is our transient male population. Some of them are drifters in the way that they've been in and out of prison and can't hold down jobs, etc. Wake up. It's the police. Wake up.
Hey.
It's the police. Wake up. Come on, wake up, man. No, I'm not your mom. Oh, that's an interesting gesture.
Officer Holmes, he's okay.
No, he's not okay.
He's been up all night long.
Hi.
Tie his shoes.
Untie his shoes.
Hey, Dennis, wake up. Yeah. He's all right. He's been up all night long. I was sitting up with him all night long, keeping him awake.
Keep that cigarette away from him. He might blow up. He's got so much alcohol on his breath.
Come on, Dennis.
Hey.
He said take off.
Turn around, Dennis. Mostly what I try and do is I try and keep them away from the businesses and away from where the citizens of the city are going to be doing their shopping. And if I can keep them in the park, I feel I've done my part pretty much to where they're not bothering other people.
The biggest problem I have in this city is the transient problem. You might ask me why, and I'd talk about our beautiful beach and our freeway and our weather. I don't know, but it's a big problem, and the citizens feel it's a big problem. We arrest 8,000 people a year, 2,000 are public inebriants.
Last year?
So 25%. That's a lot of resources we're put into something like that. I'd say 99 out of 100 times they're released the next morning and back out in the streets. What we're providing them is a meal and a bed, really. The city prosecutor doesn't feel he should prosecute, and even if he did, the judges would not sentence them.
We, like many other prosecutorial agencies in California and throughout the country, declined to clog up our court system with the public inebriate problem when no societal purpose will be served by taking that action. Jail facilities should not be medical facilities for people with alcoholism problems. Our police officers and jailers are not skilled in performing medical services. Jails are not detoxification centers.
How long do you think he's going to be in jail?
6.5 hours, 7 hours.
And then?
He'll be back where we came from. I don't know, man. I got a blanket and everything. We get a lot of complaints from our business community because it's ruining their business. Every day I hear someone saying that they had to shoo away some bum because he had either passed out in their doorway or he was harassing their customers. Any problems this morning?
There's a couple back there right now, I think.
I just flushed them out of there. They were actually, as I was pulling in, they were on their way out, so.
It hurts the business. I think it hurts everybody on this block. The merchants down here on Lower Broadway, you know, we suffer. We have to almost police our own area. If it wasn't for the police officers that do the beat here, which are really magnificent, you know, this would be like the Wild West. You'd have to have 6 shooters. It's a crazy area.
We'd like to see somebody in particular from the city's attorney's office come out and say we're going to take a hard line on street crimes such as public defecation and panhandling, instead of all the statements being so mild and saying there's nothing wrong with it. It's actually an invitation to numbers of these people to come to Santa Monica. It's a safe place. It's a haven for panhandlers in particular.
We don't believe that prosecution is a way to resolve the homeless problem. We will not initiate a criminal prosecution when the sole offense is that someone has been sleeping in one of our parks from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. That's not harming society. Society is harming that individual by not providing a decent place for that individual to reside.
I'm sure that real serious crime is and always will be prosecuted vigorously by the city attorney. I think, though, that to offer open invitations to people to come and commit minor crimes throughout the community is intimidating to our older citizens and creating a problem all by itself.
You better be glad you ain't asleep, Dennis.
How you doing, Dennis?
All right.
Yeah, today he's awake. Say hi. Say, yesterday seen you passed out, today they can see you alive.
Remember these guys here?
No, I don't. I was pretty drunk.
Yeah, you were pretty drunk, that's right.
Yeah, I was pretty drunk. That's what I was telling you yesterday.
So you were just binging yesterday, huh?
Wake up in the morning, hey, where you going, Dennis? To the park, man. I'm going to go get a drink and probably over to the Mission and get something to eat. And then I'll just bullshit with the guys all day.
And maybe get arrested by the police and thrown in jail?
If you get drunk. But I don't drink to just get drunk every day. I like just kicking back. Man, isn't that beautiful? Where can you see this?
How come you keep drinking if you keep getting arrested?
Don't they say it's a disease?
You think you have a disease?
Why not?
What disease are you talking about?
Alcohol. You got a cigarette?
Do you know where you are? Yeah, where are you? This is a county jail in Los Angeles. Do you remember? Have you ever been here before? Can I talk to you? Calvin, my name is Alan Dolly. I'm with the City Attorney's Office, City of Los Angeles. A person who's mentally ill in a large city like this, when they begin to act out, are most likely to come to the attention of the police department. Because of the nature of the drugs on the street and the nature of the behavior of criminals, police officers aren't always able to distinguish. And because there are not enough beds to put them in, the police have been called because someone believes a crime has been committed. And so it's very likely that person will be booked for that crime. You know why you're in jail? Where do you live? I just need to ask you a few questions because I want to find out if you belong here or if maybe there's someplace better for you. Do you know why you're in custody? When was the last time you were arrested? You remember that? You're dressed a little strange. Where'd you get those pants? This is Janice Payne from Mental Health. Basically, she wants to talk to you, ask you a few questions. The more answers you give us, the better off we can decide what would be best for you.
What's your name, sir?
What we're attempting to do here is to identify people who are here primarily because they're mentally ill, and if at all possible, take them out of the system and put them in the mental health system, which means that they're being committed to a hospital under 5150 of the Welfare and Institutions Code.
Have you ever been in a psychiatric hospital before? Where are you from originally? What state? You don't know where you were born? We're going to see if we can't help you find a place to live.
We see the same people time after time. You can watch them step up in terms of the level of the crimes they commit. He's a walk. He's a time served and out the door. I think we got to find him a bed.
Well,
I mean, I'll verify it, but I think you got to operate on the theory that he's going out the door.
Yeah, before I 5150 him, because he's really a borderline just because he doesn't want to talk, or...
Except for he tells you what he wants, you know, he talks. He just doesn't talk right. It's a very subjective thing. I'm arguing that this man has a history of mental illness. It clearly his problem is that he is mentally ill and that he ought to be housed at Metropolitan or some hospital facility. The people from the other side, and I have to acknowledge that they have an argument, their basic argument is, wait a minute, the guy committed a crime, he's a criminal, he should be housed at the jail. On an individual case-by-case basis, who's right? I personally believe that we are making being mentally ill a crime because we are forcing these people into the jail system by lack of beds. We very much operate this county or the county mental health system on the least crazy basis, so that you're not released necessarily because you're well and able to be in the community. You're released because the guy on the other end is crazier than you are and he needs the bed. Police officers are dealing with problems they shouldn't have to deal with. Mentally ill people are being made more ill and being turned into criminals. Their neighbors, the merchants they deal with, anybody they come in contact are coming in contact with people who have potential for violence that isn't necessary. Nobody's winning.
Jailing the mentally ill and other troubled people does nothing to solve their problems and consumes a lot of jail space and police time. The National Sheriff's Association, American Bar Association, and other concerned groups call for diverting these people to shelters and clinics where they can receive appropriate care. This is starting to be done in Los Angeles. In 4 police divisions, mental health workers ride alongside police. The LAPD now takes most inebriates to a private detox center instead of jail. And in Hollywood, civilian agencies are trying to reach out to runaway kids before they become a police problem.
She looks tired.
How you doing? Can I see your purse, please? Where are you from?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. What are you doing here?
Well, see, 2 nights in a row I've been attacked.
By who? Attacked.
Just people. And I've been trying to get a hold of my cousin to go back home because I was living with my boyfriend.
and I'm pregnant, and all he does is he like just tells me that, you know,
Where are your parents?
in Las Vegas.
You want to go back to Vegas?
We can call them and make sure, I mean, that they know you're here. Do they know you're here in Hollywood?
Yeah, I'm 18. I came here to live with my boyfriend.
You're 18?
Because I'm pregnant.
Well, that doesn't make you 18. You can get pregnant when you're under 18.
Transient, female, white, brown and green, 55115.
You want to come over here to the police car? At this point, I don't think it's all a police problem. First of all, the uniform intimidates the child, even telling the truth. Do you want to go to jail, or do you want to act your age?
I don't want to go.
They're in the police station. You can't tell these kids they're not being hassled, they're not being busted by the cops. That we're actually here acting in some type of social agency and wearing a uniform, a badge, and a gun. If we had some other social agency, I say, want to use it pawn off to, hand off to, some type of social agency where they're not talking to a uniform. But on the other hand, that child's put in a facility, I'm not saying the Gray Bar Hotel, but he's put into a facility where he doesn't have his immediate freedom for at least a minimum of 72 hours, to where mom and dad can get some money together for transportation. They can drive to Los Angeles, even if they're just a few hundred miles north. They can talk to the counselor. The counselor should know what's going on in a kid's mind. And the bottom line is that kid really coming from a bad home. It's a good kid, but it's a bad home.
If we had that, where both sides could be arbitrated and work out their differences as opposed to come pick up your kid, I think that would work out a lot better, and I think we'd have less recurrences of runaways.
Hi. You know about Children of the Night?
Sometimes the kids need something as simple as food and clothing, and a place to sleep.
You know about Children of the Night?
Yes, I do.
Have you been up to the office?
No.
No? You can get your birth certificate, or do you have that?
Because, see, right now I need clothes, and
You can get all the clothes you want. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can clothes, you can get a shower.
Do you have places to sleep and stuff?
Most of them are Christian places for kids that are over 18. But we'll certainly give you all those referrals. You want to come up there now?
Yeah, let's go up there now because we need some clothes really bad.
Now.
Okay, well, I can get you clothes right now.
You can?
Yep. Come on. Do you know them?
No, I've never met them.
This is Vicky. This is Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. It seems like I'm talking to myself. How are you?
These kids have been sexually abused, they've been beaten, they're hurt, they're deeply hurt, they're deeply angry. And if that's not turned around, they're going to turn around and take it out on society, whether it's breaking into your home, kidnapping your daughter, dealing dope to your kids, any variety of kinds of things. We have a very unique relationship with the Hollywood Police Station. We work very closely with them. But a large part of what they do is social work, not police work. But without them, these kids are dead in the water because the other agencies aren't holding up their end of the deal.
Many of the runaways will not come to the police department, and but when they do want to go home, they will go out and they will go to places like Angel's Flight and Children of the Night and Teen Canteen, organizations that help return these kids home and attempt to get them counseling or provide counseling for them. But still, even that at best, the amount of personnel that are available to go out and look for these kids and search the buildings and pull them out of the buildings and things like that, it's just very limited.
The police department, can I talk to you, please?
Police don't have any real power in order to handle these kids. They're real dependent upon what existing social service agencies exist and how good those agencies are. They may stick kids in agencies, and agencies turn around and stick the kids right back on the streets or call the police to come get the kid.
I've talked to a lot of them. I even given them a couple dollars on my own pocket. But you find out the next day when you call up what we call SOTA control to find out exactly where they are, he's gone. What happened to that kid right then? What happened to all that 2.5, 3 hours of paperwork? What about that transportation out there? What about me and Jimmy's time, our salaries the city's paying for these kids that we're processing through? Why is he back out in the street again?
Your mom came and picked you up?
Yeah, I'm so happy.
What are you doing back out here already?
I came to pick up my clothes. I mean, I can't run around in these clothes for going to school.
Your mom knows you're out here?
You can call her, I swear to God.
You didn't run away?
I didn't run away, I swear to God.
What made your social worker think you were going to jump out the window?
You jump out the window.
No, I don't want to jump out the window.
You will.
Did you tell your social worker you were going to jump out the window? My name is Sandy Taylor. I'm with LA County Department of Mental Health, and I'm assigned to Rampart Division, LAPD. My primary task is to see that mentally ill people get treated in the mental health system and not go through the criminal justice system. Beautiful. Yeah, she will fight like a son of a gun, boy. I got a call, suicide attempt in progress. We got over here and she's hallucinating up a storm and just out of it. We had to kick her door. Some of these have to be old ones that she hasn't been taking. Yeah, November, June, January, 85. Because somebody's not on medication, not being treated somewhere, they can do some bizarre kinds of things and end up doing some, minor criminal activity. Okay, Josephine? Okay. You're not under arrest. You're going to the hospital again. Yeah, you're going to go to the hospital again.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating sometimes. You just can't leave some of these people out. They've got to be hospitalized. There's no two ways, ifs, ands, or buts about it. They've got to be in the hospital. The last several years, it just is terribly difficult to get people in when they need to go in. There aren't enough facilities. There aren't enough beds in the facilities that are open. But I'm out in the field with somebody who is extremely psychotic, extremely dangerous, who may, if I leave that person out in the field, kill somebody or kill themselves, and I can't not send that person in. I'm on call for a 4-day period, and I get a call from the hospital. We're in a very critical position here. Don't send anybody in. What am I supposed to do for the next 4 days? I mean, I can't take them home. What am I supposed to do? So I tell them, I understand you're in a critical position, so am I. If I run into somebody out here that's really bad, that absolutely refuses treatment, that is dangerous, that there's no way in hell we can keep them from hurting anybody out here, they've got to come. You deal with it.
Rampart Desk, Officer Silva, can I help you?
Detective Oliver, help you?
Do her lips have any blisters or anything like that on?
Yes.
Could she have drunk the bleach?
Mr. Patterson?
Okay, any previous history, anything like this before? Okie dokie. Okay, be with you in a minute. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, this is a young woman who had some family problems. Husband left last night, and she hung herself in the shower. I have to go over and do an evaluation for possible hospitalization.
She's got marks in her neck where she tried to, you can see that she tried to hang herself. But the husband says that they've been having problems because of his going out and drinking. So that's the main problem.
Okay, did somebody find her with something around her neck?
We cannot talk to the mother-in-law because she's recently Chinese.
The law is very specific about when one can step in and force somebody into treatment, as long as they're not in a life-threatening situation where they're threatening your life, they're threatening their own life. We can't force them. She has no support system right now and has some heavyweight decisions to make about her future. And I think it would do her well to see somebody professional and get that support system at the hospital.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here because we wouldn't have the expertise available that we did. A lot of society's problems are dumped on law enforcement because other public entities are not available, or private entities are not available to handle them. We respond to calls 24 hours a day when most offices are closed. Sandy's made it a lot easier for us. She's been doing this thing for 15 years, and she knows how to talk in a very soothing manner. She knows how to calm these people down.
I'm very concerned about these people. It's like, for the grace of God, there go I, you know. They get messed around by the system enough, and I feel like if I can do my part to make it better for families and for the patient, you know, I really try to do that. We're busting our butts out there trying to do a good job. We care about people. We care about families. We care about the community. Nobody cares about what we're doing. I mean, nobody, just seemingly in the system, they just keep putting more things on us and more things on us. Am I crazy to be working in the system?
I mean, I don't even think Nazi Germany was as bad as this country is with its poor people, its alcoholics. At least those people had a place to live. I'd been to jail about 600 times, not for committing a crime, but for having the disease of alcoholism. And I was homeless. I had no place to live. They used to just mass arrest, just sweep the streets. You wouldn't see nobody on the streets drinking. You wouldn't see no poor people. You wouldn't see no Skid Row type. They would just lock you up and get you out of sight.
20 years ago in America, a presidential commission looked at public drunkenness and recommended that public drunkenness not be a crime. And in the course of doing that, it realized that 1 out of every 3 arrests in America was for plain drunk. 10 years ago, it was still 1 out of every 4 arrests, and that's when the Sundance case started. The Sundance case was decided in the trial court in 1978 and said if you're going to take an alcoholic to jail, there are certain constitutional requirements that apply to that criminal suspect, just like anybody else being arrested for a crime. And the way in which LAPD and the rest of the system were handling drunks was appalling. It was labeled shocking by the trial court judge because there was simply a total abrogation of all rights because they were just drunks anyway. So that's one result of Sundance. The more important result is that it has set in motion the largest alternative for this population anywhere in California or indeed in America, and that's the Weingart Rehabilitation Center.
Those that are brought in a referral in from either through the police department or the Boozer Cruiser, approximately a third of those continue into detox. Right now, we're getting about 90% of those want referrals to long-term treatment, but we're not able to accommodate them. There has been and is a declining number of long-term beds countywide. So what that compels us to do is, on occasion, after so many days, we have to discharge you, refer you to a mission, and other appropriate referrals to Alcoholics Anonymous or whatever. But the reality is, bottom line is, you're going to be back. We've put you back into the revolving door. So throw my hands up in resignation and go out and just get loaded. Because we've had clients say it, and it's something we've had to admit to, sometimes there's nothing better to offer him. He's better off, numb and anesthetized, than if he's sober and sensitive and feeling and aware, and he's got nothing. Nothing.
How much of an impact do you think that Sundance decision has had on
It hurt winos.
Sundance hurt the
We don't
winos.
pick them up near as much as we used to. Plus, they can only take them to detox, and when we take them there, they can walk right out of the place. We don't arrest them for drunk anymore, for being drunk in public.
The traditional approach to the problem of the public alcoholic was jail. And the traditional attitude of people in the criminal justice system was paternalistic. Was if it wasn't for our helping hand, that square meal and the shelter and the forced sobriety, the individual would suffer worse. Suffer worse. Bob Sundance put it better than I can.
I was deprived of literally my life and my liberty without due process of law for years and years. That's what I'm going to alleviate.
The programs to decriminalize the treatment of alcoholics, runaways, and the mentally ill lack the resources, the beds and budgets to satisfy the need. In 1985, the California legislature did reverse a decade of cuts to mental health, earmarking $20 million for the homeless mentally ill. But the experts say that's just a drop in the bucket compared with what's needed. And unfortunately, other moves to fund counseling for runaway kids and to tax alcohol sales to finance detoxification centers have failed to pass. With solutions slow in coming, the pendulum is swinging back toward institutionalization. Only a decade after we opened up the jails and asylums and pushed out the runaway kids, the homeless drunks, and the mentally ill, frustration is driving us to consider locking them up again.
What the bill does was authorize a court which is a ward of a juvenile who has violated specific court orders to refer the juvenile to detention in a secure or staffed secure facility for a maximum up to 5 days, depending on some conditions.
It represents the frustration that is felt by members of the law enforcement and probation community at not being able to get a handle on chronic runaways, especially in Hollywood.
There aren't the services out there to serve these children, and that's the problem. It's not that we need to hold them in secure care, and even that 5 days in the juvenile hall is going to give counseling programs and so on the time that they need.
It's gone through this nation like wildfire. What are we doing with these missing juveniles? Everybody's complained. What are we doing for them? How are we going to find them? We're putting pictures on milk cartons. We're putting pictures on grocery bags. Well, me and my partner, we are finding them. That's good. I like to see that. And then we're also finding that the fact is that we have a long arrest process to go through. Okay, we'll deal with that for the time being. But when you talk to a parent, and if the parent's 100 miles away or 1,000 miles away, the only thing is we can only detain that juvenile for so long, and then we have to place it into a soda bed, a foster home, where that child has the option of walking out. He shouldn't be back out in the street in 24 hours. He shouldn't be allowed to go back out in the street in 24 hours. We're talking about missing kids, and we're finding them, and we can't even hold on to them for a few hours. What's the use of it?
I'd like to see a change in the law where we can treat people, some people involuntarily before they get really bad. We fought for civil rights for many, many, many years. Now people have their civil rights. In some areas, it's not really the best thing.
I think what we're doing is a classic example of blaming the victim. We released mental patients from hospitals. We had nothing out here for them. It was set up to fail.
I'd like to see a little change in the law so we can get some of these people treated, and they don't then get worse and become an absolute, flaming emergency.
And now we're saying to them, you couldn't hack it out here, you can't make it on $500 a month if you're lucky to get on disability, living out of garbage cans and going from hotel to hotel or board and care to board and care, whatever it is, or living on the streets, you can't hack it. So now we have to protect you again. So we are going to reinstitutionalize.
If I was city attorney, I think maybe I would severely prosecute them if I could, to the strict letter of the law, rather than deferring them or saying, well, he just spent his day in jail, he's done his time. Because they're out here every day, and it's the same guys all the time for the most part.
Public inebriation, of course, is just one facet of a larger problem. There are inadequate detoxification centers for public inebriates, just as there are inadequate services for the mentally disordered individuals who are walking around our streets.
I'd say let's get the problem out of the criminal justice system. We have bigger situations to handle, the bad guys to put in jail. I say this and I get in trouble with some of my council people, but I say it's a social problem. It's not a law enforcement problem. And the only way you cure social problems is money, big bucks. And until they're willing to spend those big bucks, the problem is going to exist.
Tell you a little story. Last week, I arrested 2 guys who who were raising all sorts of havoc up here. They were fighting and mostly just being obnoxious. And before I was off shift, they were out on the street again, the same two guys. So that's frustrating. When you think you've done your thing for the day and, well, at least these two guys aren't going to be causing any problems, and here they are, they're out on the street again before you're even off duty. It kind of makes you feel like, well, why did I even bother?